to the fans of Next Level, this is a really special episode. We're going to go deep behind the scenes, go into the brains trust of the English rugby, which are our performance analysts. So we've got some great guys in there, and you'll see what they do and how they work to give us the best opportunity to be at our best every Saturday for a test match. So enjoy the episode, guys.
I've been a performance analyst now for 8 years. I've been working with the England senior team with Eddie for 4.5 years. Performance analyst traditionally has been your capturing of information, the transfer of that to coaches and players, but I think it's evolving. But essentially our job is to help support coaches to be better and support players to be better, and constantly evaluate where we currently are, where do we sit compared to the rest of the world, and how do we continue to get better.
I've been working for England for just over 3 years, and I've been an analyst for about 12. A couple of the main roles that we do here, Eddie sort of empowered us to take care of all the meeting content, so we work really closely with the coaches and Eddie himself, and to make sure that the information that we give the players is, one, accurate, but two, then delivered in a multitude of different types of learning styles. So one of the things that me and Kaz actually have to make sure we stay at the forefront is, moving with the times on delivery of information. So that could be video, could be infographics, it could be short posters like sort of feeding through the corridors, etc., etc. So that's one of the sort of bigger things that we do. And we got, obviously everything then has to come back to the message of the week.
A proper big week. Massive opportunity for us. To go down there and play against a team that's probably not doing as well as they hope, but this could change the whole year around. So it's another big week for us.
Have a look at the Ireland game. Great game.
I think everyone can collect information now, and there's so much out there. It's actually how you use it. And I think that's probably where we focus a lot of our attention on to be the best. Really is around that, actually how you utilise and use information, and that looks at loads of different things.
So be a really good teammate, it sounds.
Eddie always challenged us to go and meet other people. So we met a guy called Vin Walsh, and he spoke about, it's really simple actually. You warm up your body to do physical exercise. You don't actually warm up your brain before you go into meetings. So we do like meeting primers, for example, and be humour, get people, you could play fast video to get people to focus, get them in the meeting earlier. So I think that's one thing we've really pushed. We used the Stereophonics song as a reference point. We thought it'd be a good one to use in the squad meeting. So again, what we did is we played that in the squad meeting, and Eddie kind of ramped it up. Wales make a song about beating England, coming up with ideas to almost like set the tone for the week, the theme. So that's part of our role as well, is to feed that sort of information in. Today's our fast session, and we're basically just setting up for filming just before the units meeting, and we'll have one guy filming up there, and then we'll film with drone as well. Most people use them now. They're really good for sort of tactical advantage, so you can see kind of defensively how people are shaping up in attack as well. We sometimes fly two as well, so we just got to be really careful that we're communicating to each other all the time. The other thing is as well, like because you're obviously focused on the session, you're like feeding stuff back to coaches. You've got to keep remembering the primary roles and make sure that this is safe. That was good swing by Slade, just slightly missed a jump there. We basically moved from
the first field to the second field, which was a smaller pitch. Eddie wanted to sort of create a different feel for the boys, going to a different ground. Parker Scarlets, some that the boys never played at, so it's just to sort of freshen the week up really. So we're having to adjust because our 2 filming towers are on the first field. There isn't a side on the second field, so we try to improvise and come up to the top floor to film from a window. I gotta get Hilly on them. Hilly, you good to go with scrums, mate? Richard Hill, he's my assistant cameraman. Richard Hill, MBE World Cup winner.
So this guy, basically we're just trying to isolate this guy. There you go. See how he changes his line? So he's straight, then he changes last second, he's through. Then you're on the front foot, these guys come around the corner, these guys are retreating. That's kind of what you want, what you're looking for.
It might sound like Friends, but it's not Friends. We're watching rugby.
We'll clip this ASAP. Obviously some new plays, stuff for boys to learn, so we'll do some reinforcement of that. We'll get this ready for coaches. They'll probably come in and we'll review this together. To help with the learning for the boys, we showed them a little bit yesterday of why we're doing the plays. Now obviously they've practiced it, and then it's just that reinforcement, what it looks like, and then if there's a couple of things to tidy up, lunchtime we'll put something down so they can almost reinforce the learning.
They talk about Generation Z, their attention span slightly less, so what we've got to do is try and engage the players and capture them in different ways and make sure that then we get the critical information across over to the players so they can put the game plan in.
Ben Youngs, you'd leave him to it. He might ask for some information, but you wouldn't sit down and go through loads of detail with him. He'll just want like a general picture of, what do Ireland and Wales do defensively. And then you've got someone like Johnny May who will want to go through a bit of the detail. He'll specifically look at individuals and where you can target them in the air, for example. And then you've got like George and Owen, who they're like coaches themselves, so they like detail, and you can give them as much information as possible.
Maro, he's a very visual person, so what he likes to do, say we're trying to build a lineup menu, he likes footage first, and then some images to sort of contrast that, and then we discuss in sort of later in the week how we can do different types of walkthroughs, so then getting the players to learn in a different manner. And then you've got a player on the flip side then, so Lewis Ludlam, he's more of a doer, so he sort of thrives on the walkthroughs because he gets his movement right, and then he goes back to paper, so they sort of contrast each other, so there's a large range of different learning styles within the team, and we've got to try and make sure that we cater for all.
One of the things we do is we split our rooms, so we call them PSG rooms, so we split the positional groups up, so they'll all have their own room, so they can put the information in they need, and they'll all be linked up to the server, so they can look at specific clips that's related to their areas. So I'll just take you into the inside backs room. It's just an area where they can write stuff on the walls. We'll use the big screen for the meetings to look at tactical information. And then what we do is we put all the information on the server. So like early in the week would be specific things related to, if you're playing against Wales, it'd be like specific things that are related to the inside backs. It might be around the kicking game or kicking opportunities, or it might be how you can attack, those type of things. So there's like packages on there for them to look through, and obviously they can watch games. Once we know the team on a Thursday, in our coaches meeting, we'll kind of discuss what implications that has for us. Does that mean that they're tactically going to play a little bit different? Sometimes they give you an insight into that, and then we'd be expected to feedback in the coaches meeting on trends of some of those new players that come in, and then obviously that goes on the server for the lads to watch.
What I've prepared is a defence meeting to try and take away some of the key episodes from Wales. Their attack from 9, their attack from 10, so based around Dan Bigger, and then also kick sprint, where we use effort really to go after a team with our defence. It's usually run by the players, that way then we can feel that they own the game plan, and then they sort of take it forward.
You enjoyed it last week, defending? want to make sure you enjoy it this week. Do that by working hard off the ball, then we can go and get them. We go at them like we did last week. Take it to a new level, eh?
One of the points we made, we were talking about defending down bigger. So one of the things we make sure we get an appropriate spacing from our defensive line. So as you can see from the drone footage, you get a real good bird's eye view of what's happening in training, and we can actually feed those things live into the coaches, just so we can get sort of the live adjustments on the field. That's good clean up there, Mitchie.
Another thing we might do live is we would feed back to coaches on whether players are offside. Like one of the issues we had leading into the World Cup was referees were quite hot on offsides, and Eddie'd have his yellow cards pitch side, and then we'd feed in information to coaches, then feed into Eddie if they were offside, and they get yellow carded. And we did like penalty bandits, so we were just collecting data in the background on the guys who were infringing the most and in what sort of situations. It was just really good feedback for us going to the World Cup. So that's another thing. It might be, it's not always offsides, you know, you could look at specific breakdown things that might relate to the referee this weekend, because that's another thing that's become quite big, is actually analysis of referees and how they interpret things.
We're on the road, Joe.
Hey, Ben.
As you can probably tell, I'm Welsh. I still live in Wales, so we're off to play Wales this weekend at Parc y Scarlets in Llanelli, a ground that I've got many fond memories. I worked there for 8 years with the Scarlets. Funny enough, is the first place that me and Kaz actually met.
So foggy.
You know, when you go back home to Wales, everybody says you're English. You come into England camp, everybody says you're Welsh. It's family that give me a fair bit of stick. I don't think my nan quite has forgiven me for working for England yet. But I remember after we lost to Wales in Cardiff in 2019, I went to my nan's house for dinner, and I remember seeing my brother-in-law, and everybody's just smiling at me. That was pretty tough to take.
A lot of people don't understand it. I want the boys to do well here. I want to win. I want to win with England, so I do everything I can to make sure that happens. You know, I'm here to work for England, and you know, I get up every day to try and help this team get better, and that's my focus really.
Advantage, six off feet. And offside.
We're going to play through them on the edge. We're just playing how they want us to play. Just playing to the outside sideline rush. We've got to play through them.
It's quite an interesting thing, as I actually had a conversation with a couple of my mates while we were having beer club in his garage about what game day kind of feels like, and it's strange. You're in Twickenham and there's 80,000 fans there screaming their heads off, and all you can hear is sort of 6 people around you in the box.
JC, just get a message to Jamie, maintain discipline on bind phase.
That's good, Matty, isn't it?
Bind phase.
We're just staying patient. It's really good, mate. Just patient.
That's the reason why I do the job. I love game day.
Yeah, but we have to close it out. So much ridiculous.
There's always a buzz around match day. It's all the staff when they go in early. It's that realization. This is why you do the job. This is high performance. This is why you do it, basically.
And now the advantage offside, 16.
Come on, let's go now, boys.
Hey, screen force had attack much better, crunching through.
Use it! Yeah.
Great shift from everyone coming on, finishing the game strong. Let's make sure we have a drink on the bus on the way back.
No doubt.
Just to back that up, let's really enjoy this week coming up there.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. It's awesome being together and winning, innit?
Yeah.
So let's make sure we enjoy tonight and we rest up, recover, whatever we do, but we really enjoy next week.
So, on 3 beat, on 6 click, on 9 clap. 3 beat, on 6 click, on 9 clap.
Just do it.
2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
For me, it was a typical England-Wales game. Big arm wrestle. I think one of the things we tried to get right this week was our mindset with our forward pack, and I think we definitely squeezed the Welsh forwards today and sort of put pressure on them that way. As you would have seen through the set piece, both scrum and line out, I think we managed to get a foothold there. And we took our opportunities when we had them. Probably left a few out there, but no, it was good performance.
The boys really dug in. Like Joey said, this was a typical World of England game. It was never. You always got to win it like 2 or 3 times instead of if you go race ahead to start with, you've then got to win it again. Like teams come back, particularly in Test rugby now. Some teams like Wales and Ireland are always going to come back again. So I thought boys dug in and they almost regathered themselves.
It was the first time we won in Wales since 2017. So I think it's good for from a leadership point of view. Obviously, there's still things that we can work on, but also just like the mentality to know we can come here and win. So no, it's good.
On the car journey back, we'll go through and start analysing it. So again, going through clips, coding it, looking at statistics, and then build all that in for, so when we turn up tomorrow morning to coaches meeting, that all the information's ready. So and then we can just review it tomorrow morning and then on to the next one.
Quick clap on 3, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Woo!